Hi, I'm Don Eaton, Pennsylvania Pride grower. It's late spring, early summer, and we've had some real hot weather, and we're getting inundated with questions about watering on the website. So I thought I would show you some practical answers. A lot of times people just give advice that's so difficult to understand. And what we really want to do with watering is understand what Mother Nature does and try to mimic that. Now, watering has a lot to do with soil type, how old the plant is, and what kind of soil additives you put in at planting time. This is Pennsylvania Pride Pink Heartbreaker. It's a weeping redbud. We planted this tree in the fall, and even though we put it in the late fall, it's still not fully rooted out. So we still need to have to give assistance when we're hot and dry like this. The mistake many people make is they tend to underwater and water often. And what we do in the nursery is when we water to 100% saturation, and then we walk away. So for the tree in the landscape, we do the same thing. So even during these 90-degree days, we may have to water one time in a week, even though it's 100 degrees, not all the time. So when I'm watering at home, my goal is to simply saturate the tree. And you can see with this, I've got a little well, so I can fill up this well with water and give it time to slowly sink into the ground. So I've made a little dam here. So I'll fill up this dam all the way around. Once the water starts to run away, we're putting down too much water. It does no good to water over here on a newly planted tree. So that's why I want the water focused there. And you can see my well is filling up. So I'm going to back off a little bit. And then what I like to do is I like to dust the tree off. What happens on the hot days and during the dry weather, trees can get dusty. And it actually inhibits growth. So I tend to give a shower to the plants that I'm watering. And all this time, the water's dripping down and slowly soaking into the ground. I like to water the environment too, not just the tree itself. So I'll water around a little bit like this and cool the environment down. I'll go back in. I love watering from the top. It acts like natural rainfall, almost like drip irrigation. Then I'll go back down to the ground and make sure my well is full. Now in about 5 minutes, this water will drench down through the root ball, and then I'll come back and I'll fill the well again and maybe do it 3 times. I want to make sure that the roots and the soil around the tree are 100% saturated before I walk away. Then I don't have to do this job again. So when I'm out watering, I'll leave this one soak, and I'll come over to this maple, and I'll do the same thing I did on the weeping redbud. This is lion's head Japanese maple, by the way. Nice plant. Here in Pennsylvania, we have a lot of shale soil, so the water drains fast and it dries out fast. But if your soil is clay, it's not going to dry out as fast. If you use good soil additives at planting time, you'll be able to buy more time between waterings. But again, the mistake most people make at home is when they water, they don't water well enough. You can't overwater while we're watering. The way overwatering happens is if you come out here and put a little bit repeated times for a long period of time. You can lose a plant in a day from underwater. It takes about 2 to 3 months from too much water. But you still want to protect against that. So I'll let that water soak down. I'll come back over here and I'll refill my reservoir. So right now, in your garden, your landscape, water is key. So the simple advice on water is, again, water very, very well, 100% saturation, and then walk away and let nature take its course. Good luck.